Welcome back to Dark Investigation, the channel where we shine light on real-life crimes that are so disturbing, they haunt you long after the story ends. If you care about truth, justice, and the darkest corners of the human mind, you're in the right place. The Yacht Murders, a true crime story of trust, greed, and a horrifying final voyage. They were a couple many envied, fit, adventurous, full of love, even after decades together. They had sailed thousands of miles, lived simply, and seen beauty few ever would. Their boat was their home. Their love was their compass. But none of that could save them from what was coming. This is the chilling story of Tom and Jackie Hawks, two kind souls whose final voyage didn't lead to a new chapter in retirement, but to a watery grave at the hands of people they had welcomed aboard. November 15th, 2004, Newport Harbor, California. It was a golden evening, the kind you only get along the Pacific. Tom and Jackie stood proudly on the deck of their 55-foot yacht, well deserved. They were preparing to hand over the keys, not just to their boat, but to a life they had cherished. After years of adventure along the coast of California and Mexico, they had made a decision. It was time to come ashore, sell the yacht, and settle down near their first grandchild. It was bittersweet, but exciting. That evening, their buyers arrived. A young couple, Skylar and Jennifer Deleon, carrying their baby. Skylar was polite, respectful, and charismatic. He told them he'd made his fortune as a child actor. He had been on Power Rangers, he said. Jackie, with a heart as open as the ocean, smiled at the baby in Jennifer's arms. She had no reason to doubt them. They seemed like a family, just like hers. But she had no idea what kind of darkness had just stepped aboard her home. The sea trial. Tom, a former Marine and probation officer, wasn't the type to be fooled easily. He had instincts, he had discipline, but sometimes evil wears a convincing mask. The sea trial was meant to be routine. Take the boat out, let the buyers get a feel for it, close the deal. Instead, it was the beginning of their end. Far from the shore, out of view, Skylar made his move. He wasn't alone. He had brought John Kennedy, a known gang member, and Alonzo McChain, a jailer. 3 men, 3 predators. Below deck, Tom was suddenly overpowered. He fought. Of course he did. But 3 against 1, one of them armed, wasn't a fair fight. Jackie heard the chaos and ran to her husband's aid. She didn't scream. She fought. But Alonzo grabbed her, restrained her. Together the couple was beaten, threatened, and finally forced to sign over power of attorney, relinquishing not only their boat, but access to their bank accounts. In a quiet act of rebellion, Jackie deliberately misspelled her name. She knew what was happening. She was leaving a clue. But the Deleons weren't looking for clues. They were preparing an execution, dragged into the abyss. They didn't shoot them. They didn't even push them. No, what they did was worse. They handcuffed Tom and Jackie together. Then, they bound the cuffs to an anchor. An old iron weight meant to steady a boat at sea, now turned into a weapon of murder. And then, without hesitation, Skylar tossed the anchor overboard. Witnesses later said they heard the metallic scream of the chain as it unraveled, then the sickening snap as it yanked tight, pulling Tom and Jackie overboard like rag dolls. Jackie's head struck the hull as she went under. They were still alive, hand in hand, dragged into the cold, black water. No grave, no goodbye, only silence, a sick celebration. Back on land, the killers celebrated. They didn't hide. They didn't run. They moved into the Hawks' yacht. Aboard well-deserved, they laughed. They recorded over the Hawks' home videos, footage of Thanksgiving with their own twisted version of a family celebration. They wore the lives of the people they had killed. They even tried to sell the boat and the SUV and access the Hawks' bank accounts. But their arrogance would be their undoing. Cracks in the lie Tom and Jackie's sons immediately felt something was wrong. Their parents never went off-grid. They wouldn't just disappear. Soon, their SUV turned up, abandoned in Mexico. Even stranger, a notary who had witnessed the power of attorney began to feel the pressure and cracked. He admitted the documents had been forged under threat. Police searched the yacht and found the couple's personal belongings, items the Deleons should not have had. One by one, the pieces fell into place, and what emerged was a premeditated plan to kill the Hawks, take their wealth, and live off their lives like parasites. Skylar wasn't an actor. He was a liar, a con man, and a killer. Jennifer wasn't innocent either. She had brought the baby intentionally, to make the couple drop their guard, to gain Jackie's trust, and it worked. Justice. Eventually, the trial was long. It was emotional. It was brutal. Skylar Deleon and John Kennedy were sentenced to death. Jennifer Deleon received life in prison, despite her tearful denials. But her tears didn't bring Tom and Jackie back. Alonzo, the jailer who helped tie Jackie down, turned witness and avoided a life sentence. Even today, Tom and Jackie's bodies remain lost at sea. But their memory lives on, in courtroom records, in their family's grief, and in the hearts of everyone who hears their story. They named their yacht Well Deserved, because they believed they had earned a life of peace, rest, and joy after working hard for decades. But what they got was a horror they never deserved. Now, we ask you, do you believe Jennifer deserved only life in prison? Should someone who lures victims with emotional manipulation be treated the same as the killer? And how can we protect kind-hearted people like Tom and Jackie, who simply trusted the wrong people at the wrong time? Comment your thoughts below. Let your voice be part of the justice they never got to see. And if this story shook you, if it made you angry, if it made you feel something, subscribe to Dark Investigation, because we tell the stories others are too afraid to tell. Until next time, stay alert, stay brave, and above all, never stay silent.